Practice Room 7. North Hall High had a music wing no one liked to use. It was in the oldest part of the school, long-abandoned classrooms repurposed into practice rooms. The air always smelled faintly of mildew and brass polish. The lockers were dented like someone had kicked them in desperation. There were 8 practice rooms, each numbered 1 through 8. But there was no Room 7 on the floor plan. Everyone joked about it, "Don't stay after dark, or Room 7 will find you." Urban legend stuff. A girl got lost in the wing decades ago, the story went. She played violin. They said you could still hear her tuning if you stayed late enough. Haley didn't believe in any of that. She just wanted to get better at piano. Recitals were coming up, and the main rooms were always booked. One Friday, she stayed late. The wing was nearly empty. The janitor passed her once, gave her a strange look, and muttered, "Don't stay too long. Things shift at night." She laughed it off. Room 5 was locked. So was Room 6. She tried Room 8, it was occupied. And then she saw it. Room 7. No light came from under the door. But it was open. Inside was a small upright piano. One light above it. Dust swirled in the air like smoke. No chair, just a faded red cushion on the floor. She stepped in and played. The acoustics were strange, flat. It sounded like the room swallowed the notes as she played them. No echo, no depth. Just silence swallowing sound. She stopped after a few minutes. It felt wrong. Like she wasn't alone. Like someone was breathing beside her, just out of sight. She stood up to leave. The door was gone. Not closed, gone. Just solid wall where the doorway had been. She backed up, heart racing, turned to the mirror that hung on the opposite wall. Her reflection was playing the piano. But she wasn't. She watched, frozen, as her mirror self smiled, leaned in close to the keys, and whispered something. The sound filled the room, not through the air, but inside her head. "Play it again." The light flickered. Her reflection began to rot, skin slipping from bone, fingers bleeding on the ivory keys. But still, it played. Over. And over. She screamed. Everything went black. They found her Monday morning, curled up on the red cushion in what used to be a storage closet, mumbling a melody no one recognized. The school nurse said she hadn't spoken a real word since. They tore down the old wing a year later. But when the new arts center opened, it had practice rooms too. And one of them, Room 7, wasn't on the blueprint. But sometimes, students said they heard piano music when no one was there. And once, a voice whispering from behind the mirror. "Play it again." Title: The Reflection That Smiled First. It started with the mirror in the hallway. It was an old, tarnished thing that came with the house, a full-length antique set in a twisted wooden frame that smelled faintly of mildew and varnish. Eliza had meant to throw it out during her first week after moving in, but something about it fascinated her. It seemed heavier than it should be. Important. As if it had been waiting. The first strange thing she noticed was the reflection of the hallway behind her. It was slightly off. The wallpaper looked darker, the floorboards rougher. But when she turned, everything was normal. She blamed it on the mirror's age, its warping glass. Nothing more. Then, late one evening, she caught movement in it. Just a flicker, like someone passing behind her. But when she spun around, she was alone. She laughed it off. A few nights later, she was brushing her teeth in the bathroom when she heard soft creaking footsteps echo from the hallway. Her heart beat faster. She tiptoed out, toothbrush still in hand. The hallway was dim, lit only by the sliver of light from the bathroom. The mirror stood at the end of it. In the mirror, someone stood next to her. A figure. Gaunt. Pale. Smiling. She whirled around. No one. When she turned back, the figure in the reflection was gone. Her own face stared back at her, pale and shaken. She started avoiding the hallway at night. But the mirror didn't care. Its reach seemed to stretch beyond the wood and glass. Her dreams twisted. In them, she'd find herself walking toward it in an endless hallway. She could never turn back. Never stop. And the closer she got, The more the reflection smiled, not with her face, but with something that wore her skin wrong. One morning, Eliza awoke to find muddy footprints leading from the hallway into her bedroom. They stopped at the foot of her bed. She lived alone. She called a friend to help her move the mirror outside. But when they tried, it wouldn't budge. The frame was cold to the touch. Almost wet. Her friend grimaced. "It feels like it's breathing," she whispered. That night, the mirror smiled first. Eliza stood frozen as her reflection grinned on its own. Its lips moved. "Let me in." She backed away, trembling. The reflection leaned forward, hands pressing against the glass from the inside. Cracks spiderwebbed across the surface. "Let me in." She ran. Locked her bedroom door. Tried to sleep. At 3:12 a.m., the sound of shattering glass jolted her upright. Silence followed. Then footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. They stopped outside her door. Breathing. She reached for her phone, but it was dead. The room grew colder. The doorknob rattled. And then, smiling, from the darkness beneath the door, a voice, familiar, but wrong, hissed, "We traded places." When she finally opened the door at dawn, the hallway was empty. The mirror was gone. And in its place, a new one had appeared in her bedroom. She looked into it. And her reflection waved. The third knock. When Jordan moved into the little house by the woods, the realtor warned him about the local legend. "Just don't answer the third knock," she said, half joking. "First two are harmless. The third one invites it in." He laughed, chalking it up to small-town superstition. The first night was peaceful, until, around 2 a.m., he heard a knock at the door. Knock. He sat up, heart quickening. Through the peephole, no one was there. He went back to bed. Knock. Again, he checked. Empty porch. Trees swayed in the dark beyond. Just wind, he told himself. He waited. No third knock came. The next night, it happened again, same time. Knock. He stared at the door. Silence. Then, knock. He opened it this time. Cold night air rushed in. But no one. Just 3 wet footprints on the wooden porch. Bare feet. Small. He shut the door fast, locked it. The third night, he stayed up, phone in hand. Knock. He didn't move. Knock. Still, he sat frozen. Then, a long pause. Finally, knock. The sound came not from the front door, but the hall closet. His breath caught. He hadn't opened that closet since moving in. He crept toward it, phone light trembling in his hand. The knob turned on its own. Slowly. He screamed and ran out into the night, barefoot and panicked. Later, when he returned with a neighbor, the door stood wide open. Inside, nothing. Except a child's muddy handprint on the back wall and a voice recording on his phone. "Thank you for letting me in."